On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, we're still on cloud nine after Sunday's big win against the Steelers. We have good news concerning Sunday's game at Jacksonville, and we'll tell you why. The Chargers will be in first place by the end of the weekend. We talk about it all right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Pele, Josh Pele, and Mario Herron talking Charger football with you. And during this show, of course, Chargers coming off the big win against the Steelers. Game against Jacksonville on Sunday. We'll talk about that and why the Chargers all of a sudden gain an advantage. And then also, I'm looking at this chat on the side. We encourage you to participate in the chat. It's all over the place as we do the show a little bit later than normal. I will say this: I am related to Josh on this show. That's who I'm related to by blood. That's the guy who's going to get a Christmas gift. That's the one who's always gotten a Christmas gift and everything else. Everyone else, and we consider all of you family too, but. Man, I don't know. I have a lot of nephews. That's all I'm going to say. That's the way it goes. According to this, we're all related to everybody on this show, and that's fine too. Big family here, having a good time on the show. Mario in Chicago, Josh is in Nashville right now. I'm in Southern California in San Diego as we do this. And I tell you what, talking Charger football, Josh is catching up on the chat too.
Oh my God, dude.
It's awesome. I don't even know what to tell you guys. All right. AK, glad you're here today. All right. AK and I think are almost the same age. But look, the uncle thing is always funny because I always think it's a term of endearment. But as they say, it's a good time. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings for sure. Anyway, Charger football. Big win on Sunday, man. Super excited about the big win against the Steelers. I'm kind of with the Charger players. I understand why you didn't want to give up that touchdown at the end of the game. Like it's kind of like a bragging thing as far as the domination goes. But anyone who watched that game knows the Chargers dominated that game. If anything, I think it exposed the Steelers for being a team that you really shouldn't feel threatened about. It's kind of strange how in the NFL, anybody can beat anyone, right? The Colts came in here and killed us. They dominated the entire game, yet you look at the Steelers and they're able to figure things out. So as I look at, guys, the beginning of the year, I said I thought the Ravens probably are the best team in the AFC. I think we all made our picks on who we thought could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I had the Ravens. Josh, do you remember who you picked? Do you have the Bills?
I had the Bills, I believe.
Mario, do you remember who you picked in the AFC?
I think I had the Bills as well.
Okay. Now
I don't think I got bold.
And it's not what the show is going to be about redoing your Super Bowl prediction. How confident are you with the Bills? Just want to make my point.
Not confident at all.
Yep. Mario, you confident on the Bills?
No, I think it's a toss-up for the AFC. I think it's wide open right now. Wide open to see, like, choose part of it.
That's my point of this whole show right here. As far as this is one of those things that's wide open. Anybody can beat anybody. I will take the head coach on how important it is. I'll take the culture, what the Chargers are doing. Going back east, again, as we have struggled doing that, as we're going to do on Sunday against Jacksonville, Chargers need to flip a switch. It can't be the same thing where you're facing teams that you're supposed to have no problem with, and all of a sudden it's a struggle because it's a 10 o'clock in the morning game. Whatever the issue is, it needs to kind of stop, has to turn around. So the good news is I figured this out. The Chargers will be in first place, okay, guys, by the end of the weekend. And the reason the Chargers will be in first place, they're going to knock off Jacksonville, and the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos. We hold the tiebreaker, right? The Chiefs, believe it or not, it sounds crazy to say, we are rooting for the Chiefs this weekend. We need some help for someone to knock off the Broncos. And if you look at the Broncos schedule, this is one of the better opportunities for the Broncos to grab a loss.
So how sure are you that the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos? Because it sounds like you're very sure.
I'm not sold on the Broncos. I'm not sold on almost every team in the AFC. And as much as it's going to scare my nephew, AK, the Ravens scare me right now. Okay. The Ravens, look, are playing better football. Their schedule is weak as hell. The Ravens are still the team in the AFC that I think at some point we're going to end up facing them in the postseason. It scares me. I'm not sold on the Patriots, and they're getting better all the time. And Drake May is getting better. And Mike Vrabel, I think the Patriots right now, it's not their time. It's too soon. You gotta lose before you win, I think, with the Patriots and what they're doing and the young quarterback. I can't imagine the Patriots go from a team that was complete garbage, looks for a new coach, and then all of a sudden they're in the Super Bowl in year one. I just not sold on the Patriots. I think the Chargers, I'll take them over the Patriots. I think it comes down to the Ravens and comes down to the Chargers, my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are ahead of schedule. I don't think anybody predicted them to be as good as they are this year. I don't think anybody thought they'd have a better record than the Bills this far into the season. I'm not rooting for the Chiefs. So you can go root for the Chiefs. I'm not rooting for the Chiefs. I'm not going to do it.
I got a migraine just thinking about it earlier in the day, but then I was trying to think, is there any way around it? I don't see any way around not rooting for the Chiefs this weekend.
This is who the Chiefs have coming up. They have somewhat of a tough stretch. They got the Broncos in Denver, very tough game. Then they play the Colts. Of course, it's a home game because the Chiefs play hard games at home. And when they play tough games on the road like the Bills, they lose, but it's the Chiefs. Then they go to Dallas. Then they have the Texans at home. Then they have the Chargers. That's a 5-game stretch. That's not going to be easy. My fear is that the Chiefs overtake the division again. I can't take it anymore. If the Broncos win, I'll be very upset. But as long as it's not the Chiefs. If the Chiefs finish third in the division, I'll take that. Like, the Chiefs need to not be ahead of the Chargers. And if I root for them this weekend, they win. And then what happens at the end of the year if they're ahead of the Chargers? I say, what was I doing in week 11 rooting for the Chiefs?
You know, how nice is this, though, that we can sit here with already a 3-0 division record right now for the Los Angeles Chargers. That was something that we talked about really a lot this summer, was how important those first 3 games are this season. And right now it's, going to be the difference between a lot of tiebreakers and makes this final stretch a lot easier when we're really, really depleted. When it comes to Chiefs Broncos this weekend, I'm absolutely rooting for the Chiefs. I want the Chiefs to win very, very badly, Dave. The Broncos are a team. I'm with you. I don't know if I just trust Bo Nix in a big spot or any spot against a team that is a high caliber in the AFC. I think they'll end up splitting. Now, who gets who? We shall see how that goes. But when you look at the schedules for Broncos and the Chiefs remaining, like Broncos, I would say it's pretty easy. Chiefs twice, okay. But then Commanders with their no QB. The Raiders are lost. The Jags suck, and then they have us. So you really just have to worry about your divisional games. Josh, you already went through the Chiefs schedule. The Chargers schedule is still kind of a gauntlet. Like, we still have the Eagles. We still have to go to KC. We have to go to Dallas. I know Dallas is not, the best team ever, but it's still a pretty lethal offense. We still have to play the Texans, and then we still have to go at Denver. So the hardest road to the AFC West title is the Los Angeles Chargers road. And it's a bumpy one, and it's going to be a little shaky. So hold on and put that damn seatbelt on.
So that's here we go. Basically, my point is this: if you want a chance to win the division, the Broncos need to pick up a loss somewhere along the way. The schedule is obviously much easier for Denver. It sounds crazy. I understand what I said. Okay, to say you're rooting for the Chiefs, it sounds nuts because everybody hates the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs as much as anybody. Complain about them all the time. But, man, the way it is set up, you need the Broncos to grab another loss somewhere. Here's the deal. Mario read the schedule for our team and basically our road. There's a loss that's going to come in there. And if there isn't, if the Chargers run the table the rest of the way, I'm telling you right now, I'm buying tickets to go to the Super Bowl. We're going because this is a tough schedule when you look at you got to face teams like the Eagles on there. Like you got to go to KC. You got to go to Denver. There's a loss that's definitely coming in there. So the Chargers, they win the division, and that's what I've been preaching all year. I think it will help this team dramatically get over the hump is by hosting at least that one playoff game.
For sure. And I don't know about you guys, but I watched the Monday Night Football game. The Chargers, I don't know how they're going to block the Eagles. And we're doing one game at a time. And there goes my mic.
You're out. Yeah. Are you
I've been there before.
Oh,
no, I've been there before. I don't do a sniff. Oh no.
Did the wire
the
come
Monday
out?
The Monday Night Football game, though, was a really, really rough watch.
Big.
Like, that was the NBA. Shout out to the association. They had like 4 different buzzer beaters that kind of helped save the night of sports. But Packers Eagles, I think we all should have gotten paid by ESPN to watch that game last night, Dave. But I am worried about the Eagles front because I think they would absolutely just murder
I'm
us
back.
in that factor.
I'm-
He's back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Let's go.
I hate this
Like
microphone
America.
with all my soul. My point being, sorry about that, was the Eagles get after the quarterback at a different level. Them and the Broncos, right? Like you said, two of the games we have coming up, Broncos, Eagles. If Justin Herbert can be healthy going into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. I know we have a depleted offensive line, but those 2 games specifically, Mario, I'm really, really concerned how the Chargers are going to stop them because the Eagles can get at the quarterback in 800 different ways, and so can the Broncos. You add Jalen Phillips to the mix with the Eagles. You saw what he did last night. I don't know, man. I think they need to put Sawyer at left tackle. We haven't really spoken about this. I have no idea why Deculus is in over Sawyer. Sawyer is okay. Deculus is horse crap, right? Like they need to figure out this offensive line, put Penning in there, fix this whole thing because you see the PFF grades again. The Chargers graded out terribly in the pass blocking against the Steelers. The run blocking is what we did well at.
You know, a couple things here. Looking at that game against the Steelers, number one, we still didn't get the credit we deserved as a team, as a franchise. It was a big game, right? Here it is. It's a national televised game. You have the Chargers, Steelers, and people who are not a fan of either team will say, what happened to all the primetime games? You know, the Thursday night game was maybe the worst game of the year. The Sunday game was great for us, and then Monday Night Football kind of stunk. It was a bad week for primetime games, for entertainment-wise. I don't care. You beat the Steelers. You know, the Steelers are a team that was in first place, still are in first place in their division. In the, AFC North is supposed to be so tough. You know, I don't think a lot of people are impressed with the 4 teams in that division and where they're at right now and just the eyeball test. The Chargers have pulled off that win, and the Chargers have pulled off big wins this year. Just the 3-0 start inside the division was impressive. The Chargers never get the credit they deserve. At least it's not college football we're talking about where, you're voted on where you're seated, because the Chargers will never get a chance. So where the Chargers are getting that win against the Steelers and here comes the media on Monday. It was glazed right over. It was that was it. People didn't even sit there and talk about it and give them credit. But when you do hear people talk about the Chargers, they're starting to notice how crappy our offensive line is. They're starting to point out all the stuff that we've been talking about for the longest time. You mentioned, Josh, going against the Eagles down the road. Yeah, you're going to face them during the regular season. And if you have a great time and you make it to the Super Bowl, you'd probably face a team like the Eagles or the Rams again, whose defensive lines can really cause major problems. Look, I don't know how you keep Justin Herbert healthy the rest of the year, but man, this is where they're at. This is what we sit there and cross our fingers for. Talent-wise, man, this Charger team eyeball test can beat you a bunch of different ways.
They can. And, I think a big test this weekend is, look, the Jaguars are a team that's kind of going nowhere, Josh, and a team that's kind of falling apart right now. It is big and it's important that you got to beat the teams you're supposed to, and they're supposed to beat the living side of the Jags. Get the revenge film of when they came back and beat us in the playoffs. Get that going, even no, half the building was even there when that happened. Have some type of an edge in this matchup where you cannot send a message to the rest of the NFL that we are here to stay. And make the adjustments. Deculus, sit on the bench, you dumbass. I don't even know. Like, that guy's terrible. His headshot for sorry, didn't mean that one. His headshot for Sunday Night Football is absolutely brutal. He's terrible out there on the football field. I'm done and seeing him in the Charger uniform. I don't want him out there anymore. I think the only way they don't win this division and don't, rise to the top of it, Josh, is because of this offensive line. It's because they hold him back.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely our biggest weakness. I mean, we talk about the trade deadline. I'm not going to sit there and cry over what the Chargers didn't do right now, but man, we look at Philadelphia and the move they make, and you go in, how do we not even pull off a move like that? There are guys out there. That was my point in the whole thing. Miami has talented players on their team that obviously don't play well in their system. But man, if you watch the Dolphins at all, we went against the Dolphins. We saw number 15. He was a disruptive force. You know, he had 3 sacks on the year, and you go, well, is it worth making a trade? Well, Harry Roseman thought it was worth making a trade. He was all over the place yesterday. When you watch
You
that
don't like
game.
you don't like Odafe? We made a trade for him. He's good.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
really
I
good.
he is good. I would
How
love
many
to
edge
have
rushers do you need, Dave?
Yeah,
How
how
many's
many do you
enough for
want
you?
here?
dude. Just because Bud Dupree had one decent game, but we weren't sitting there swearing about him, doesn't mean I'm okay with him. I'd rather have
But
Phillips over Dupree any day.
We have 3 good edge rushers.
Yeah,
We
what
do.
more do you
How many are you
want?
going to put on the field?
We do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do.
Thule,
Okay.
Mac, Double O. That's not 3 good ones.
Serviceable.
Don't
There's
even
a
say
difference
those 3
between
guys aren't
There's
good.
a difference between good and serviceable.
That's insane.
Which one of them serviceable? They're all good. Which one's not good? Tell me right
Dude,
now. Just
dude,
admit
we
you're
haven't-
wrong. Just admit you're
Have you
wrong.
seen our team? Do you see how we break down? You think these guys are all going to sit there and be there the rest of the way? We don't make it.
No, of course
we
not.
completely
But
fall
come on.
apart more than any other team.
But you can't say that they're not all 3 ridiculous. Like, they're incredible. Thule has as much sacks now as he did last year. We're in
Dude,
week 11.
Okay, Thule to me is upper echelon. The other guys are serviceable. They aren't A-list guys, dude. They aren't A-list guys. They aren't
Jalen
the
Phillips
TJ
isn't an
Watt
A-list
form. They aren't
guy.
in the Max Crosby
Yeah.
form. Phillips is a disruptive force. You watched the game yesterday, you would have thought he's been at the Eagles for 3 years.
Stop it, dude. He's
You
good.
stop.
No, you stop it. He's good, dude. You can't tell me he's significantly better than Odafe. Odafe has had what 3 sacks in 5 games with the Chargers.
That's
Good,
fine.
Yeah.
dude.
And more pressures, too.
Khalil Mack got a safety the other day.
Okay.
What did you do? Smoked a
Yeah, well-
cigar? You didn't do anything.
Okay,
And
that's
what's
all
in
I'm
the cigar?
smoking. Don't
Do
say I'm
you guys
smoking
start
more
drug
than
testing
cigars.
you over there?
You guys do whatever
Yeah.
you want. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Are you not sharing over
I'm
there?
sitting there watching the game last night. I'm going, this guy would have been great in a Charger uniform. Hey,
Yeah, they all
you
would
guys
be.
won cheering when we got Deculus, and how did that turn out?
I didn't cheer. Stop lying. Look, this is what matters on the screen right here. Okay. These are the pass blocking grades against the Steelers. All right. 60's the average. We're going to do this all over again. Deculus, 39.8, 4 pressures. Terrible. Put Sawyer in there. Put Penning in there. Get his ass out of the game. Zion Johnson, below average. Rated as the highest in all of PFF for the season, by the way. Bradley Bozeman, ranked as the worst center in the league, 37.4. That's terrible. Mekhi Becton, the most disappointing Charger this season. Does anybody disagree with me on that? Is he the most disappointing Charger this season? It has to be Mekhi Becton, right? Because even when he does play, which is half the time, he's terrible. He graded out as the worst in the game against the Steelers. 5 pressures from the right guard position, including a sack. And then you have Trey Pipkins, who rated by far the best in this game, who had the hardest assignment, right? He's going against TJ Watt. Cam Hayward's very good, but I wouldn't want to be on an island against TJ Watt. He handled his own. So to me, Dave, this is the biggest challenge. We talked about this at nauseum, trading for a offensive lineman. They obviously got Penning, but the big issue is going to be the remainder of the season. I'm not as concerned with the edge rushers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were going there, Dave. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
I think as you talked there, Josh, Becton just suffered another injury. He's got a broken pinky. He's going to be out for 3 hours. So, Dave, how do you react to that injury?
Here's the deal. I mean, does anyone on the offensive line ever get a game ball? Jim Harbaugh gives 35 away after every single game. Does anyone on the offensive line ever get one? Dude, it's just the way it is. I mean, there's a major weak spot there. I don't want to, beat a dead horse. This is what we do. Rip the hell out of the offensive line every single time. And you go, how can you be better? Becton doesn't like football. I mean, I don't understand why anybody would give him another chance. How many chances does this guy get because of the size of a house? Dude, he just doesn't like the game. You could tell he doesn't like the game. If you like the game, man, it would be different. I'm sitting there and I'm watching teams that have success, and I look at guys like Lane Johnson. You guys see Lane Johnson last night? Looked like he was done. Looked like he was done for the whole year. Lane Johnson, hey, you can't keep me off the field. My boys need me. Dude, Becton's never said that in his life. It's just the guys we have. Bozeman, I honestly believe, probably doing the best he can. Dude, he's not an NFL offensive lineman. It's just what it is. Nice guy. Loves Justin Herbert. It's just not quality football. So when you talk about winning games down the line, and we're talking about playoff style games, dude, the offensive line's important. It's what was preached to us when Harbaugh and Ortiz came to the Chargers.
Yeah, so I think a little confusion that some of us fans have had, including myself, when they brought in Penning, my initial reaction was, oh, he's going to play tackle because Joe Alt went down. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Sawyer is going to play tackle. You have Pipkins, you have Hart. Those are 3 guys you can play tackle. I think Penning was brought in to replace Becton. They're saying, we cannot rely on this guy. When he plays, he's terrible, and he doesn't even play half the time. So I think Penning is going to stick at guard. Is that the way you look at it too, Mario?
Honestly, I'm so confused on where he's even going to go now. Like, I think it could be guard. I think it could be tackle. I think as we see it now, they're probably telling him, like, look, you're just going to be a switchblade. That's what you are. So whoever's playing the worst, whoever gets hurt, like, you're just have to go plug and play. And that's how I kind of see this going for him in his run as a Charger, because we see these guys go down all the time. We see these guys be inconsistent all the time and get our QB hit nonstop. I think they're telling him, you're just going to have to learn a little bit of everything and just be ready to go when it comes Sunday.
So here we go. You're facing a Jacksonville team who obviously has not played well the last month of the season, right? They're going in the wrong direction. They just lost to the Heisman Trophy winner, right? They got a couple of them. You just lost Hunter for the rest of the season, which I think was surprising to a lot of people that this is a year-long injury. I don't know anyone that dislikes like Jacksonville. Just go, I hate the Jags. The Jags have just been one of those teams that's never been a team that you think about when you think about great teams in the NFL. It's been that way for 30 years, with Jacksonville. Jacksonville, all of a sudden, they're excited that they have a new coach. He kind of bombed the press conference, but yet they started playing really good football. Had a win against the Chiefs, and they barely get by the Raiders, right? 1 point. The Raiders could have tied that with an extra point, decided to go for it, fall short. They only won that game by 1. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Jags have not played well. And when you look at the Chargers going in there, this is one of those where you say, well, could they overlook Jacksonville? I think we're past the days of overlooking anybody. All you got to do is look at what this team has done. The embarrassing losses against the Commanders and the Giants should be a big enough wake-up call on how you don't overlook anybody. This team has already experienced the embarrassing losses. Like, that can't happen again, losses. So I expect the Chargers to go into Jacksonville, play well, take care of business, and then move on. And so finish out the rest of that schedule. They got a bye in there, which is great, a chance to get a little bit healthy. Couldn't come at a better time. It's kind of scary that when your team's 5 games into the season, you're like, man, we could use a bye right now. And you're like, 17-game schedule, Chief. Like, hold on, the bye's in the right place. We're going to be okay. This Charger team, it definitely needs a break. But at the same time, if we're on a winning streak, we're going to, oh, man, this is a bad time for a bye. That's what we're going to say. Let's keep it moving. I honestly think that it is gearing up for this team as we do the show on November 11th, that the Chargers basically are rounding into playing their best football as the season comes to an end, heading into the postseason. I think it's different this year.
Well, it looked different against the Steelers, that's for sure. Do you have an initial reaction, real quick, Dave, on the whole world making fun of our offensive line because of those PFF grades? Pat McAfee did a whole bit on it.
It was hilarious.
You think it's hilarious?
It was hilarious because it was nothing that you hadn't done. I mean, you share your screen every week.
It's like the whole world could see what we had, kind of thing, for the first time.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, Pat McAfee said it was bad. He said it was bad. He said that PFF shouldn't showcase bad players. But I was like, you should. What's the whole point of PFF? You should show everything.
Yeah, it's part of Chris Collinsworth's deal. I guarantee it. All it is promotion for Chris Collinsworth's company. That's what that is. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Do better. You don't like your report card? Do better. That's just the way it is. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have no issue with it at all. If anything, it was a wake-up call, and the person that should be embarrassed should be Ortiz. I mean, that's on him. He's the one that put these goofballs together. Yeah, the players can sit there and be embarrassed all they want. How embarrassed are you? You're freaking blocking on national TV for Justin Herbert, accepting a hell of a paycheck. I'm not embarrassed about anything. If I'm even Mekhi Becton. I'm like, what are you doing since graduation? Anyone wants to say anything? What are you doing? But at the same time, Ortiz, you're the one that picked these goofballs. When they put Deculus on there, that was embarrassing. But I'm like, I'm not Deculus. So what?
Every single lineman on there graded out in the bottom 2 of their position except for Zion Johnson. Bradley Bozeman has to go to bed every night hating PFF, right? Like, his life would be a lot better if PFF didn't exist. Yeah.
He's like, Pop, why could I have played in the 80s when no one would have known?
Yeah, nobody would have known this. So good news for the Chargers. Like, the greatest news you could have for the Chargers going into the Jaguars game is the Jaguars are tied for last in the NFL in sacks. They have 12 on the year, which is crazy because they have Josh Hines Allen on their team, who's supposed to be one of the best in the league. He's not even first on his team, and he's played in every single game. Tied with the 49ers and the Ravens, shockingly, for the least amount of sacks in the league at 12. Question, I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Who leads the league in sacks? Which team, and how many sacks do they have? So the Jaguars are last. They have 12. Who's number 1 and how many do they have? Can take a guess?
Broncos.
What do you think, Dave?
Broncos is a great call. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. I'm gonna go Rams.
Okay. And how many sacks for this team? Number
No
1.
idea. No idea.
All right. It's-
I'm not
Around 30.
I'm not a big guy on sacks more than I am on pressures.
Okay, so 30, that's a good guess. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are number 2. They have 32 sacks. That's a lot of sacks, right? For 9 games they've played. The Denver Broncos have 46 sacks so far this season. That is 14 more than the next team.
Yeah.
The Jaguars have 12 on the entire season. So it's just freaking crazy. But yeah, like I said, it's great news for the Chargers. You're going against the Jaguars team who has not gotten after the quarterback. This could be one of those games where Justin Herbert lights him up because he has more time than usual, Mario.
He could, but also remember, like, we had that with the Tennessee Titans, and they still put pressure on him. So we're like, it's
True.
a blessing, but we also got to stay put and make sure we get our job done. I think too, the way Trevor Lawrence, we'll get into more of this on the Thursday show, but the way he's been playing, his trajectory right now, guys, is I think he might be in a different color jersey come next year. I don't know if Jacksonville really wants to be in the Trevor Lawrence business anymore. How many times and how many moves are you going to make sure that he has everything he needs to win? You got Brian Thomas Jr. I know Travis Hunter got hurt, but you got him. You made trades and, you got Gabe Davis last year. How many moves do you have to make before you realize, hey, we got the wrong guy. This is not the right guy. You're on your 3rd head coach with him. I know the first one was a travesty, but Doug, Peterson's not awful. And then now you have Liam Cohen, who maybe it was too early for him to get a head coaching job, but this guy is not performing at the level that you would expect a number 1 pick to be. And at some point, you got to really reevaluate what you're doing with your franchise and got to move on from a guy that's probably not going to take you anywhere.
He makes a ton of money. Kind of tough to move off.
A lot of money.
That's the problem. They gave him a ton of money. I mean, he makes, top quarterback money. It's what the Jacksonville did. It's what bad organizations do when you figure out what is your move. I mean, look at the Giants, what they did with Daniel Jones. They got caught in between. What do we do? He just had one big game. Do you give him the money? And they did. And then for the Giants, it didn't work out. Daniel Jones all of a sudden is a backup quarterback for the Vikes, and now he's a starting quarterback for another team that's playing fantastic football. But for the Giants, they didn't benefit from it. For Jacksonville, I don't know what Trevor Lawrence has. I thought they should have tried to trade Trevor Lawrence earlier, but they decided to say, no, he's our franchise guy, and it hasn't worked out. We pointed out on the show reasons why we thought that. Obviously, he's had success against the Chargers in the past. His team is 2-0. I don't put that all on Trevor Lawrence is 2-0 against the Chargers. His team is 2-0 against the Chargers. Recently, of course, that terrible playoff loss, which we don't like to talk about on the show. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is. Where do you put him? Top 15 quarterback? Top 20 quarterback? What is he in this league? What do you get back in return for a guy making more than $50 million, Mario?
All right, I'm gonna list off QBs, and you guys tell me which one you'd rather have. So, Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence?
Jordan Love.
Take Jordan Love.
I'd take Jordan Love. Caleb or Trevor Lawrence?
Right now, I would take Caleb, but I'm not a fan of either one.
Yeah, they're like the same player. I'd take
I
Caleb.
tell you who would take Trevor Lawrence. I got
Caleb.
the trade for you. The Raiders would take him.
Yeah, I think they trade for either him or Kyler and go, let's see if this works.
Agree.
Because I mean, depending on their pick, how high their pick is, and what QB really steps up from this class, but yeah, those guys are going to be bridge QBs for sure.
I mean,
Maybe
neither fan base wants either one of those guys right now. The Cardinals don't want Kyler, and the Jags don't seem to want Trevor.
Can I throw a sneaky team in there for you for Lawrence and Kyler as an insurance policy? Put in promo code State Farm. Minnesota Vikings. In case JJ's not it, you need some type of bridge guy with your hell of an OC coach that you have. If he can save Sam Darnold, he can maybe save Kyler, and he can maybe save Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, getting rid of Sam Darnold was the dumbest decision of all time. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Why would you get rid of him? Now you have a problem with J.J. McCarthy. I hope they suffer. Seriously, it was the stupidest thing of all time. Doesn't make any sense.
Have a guy
how about the
$50 million
Carolina
on the
Panthers? How about Carolina Panthers? You had Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield at the same time.
Tough go.
Yeah, you can't have a $50 million backup to basically a guy in his third year next year in JJ. Like that's a lot of undue pressure, right? I mean, you wasted a first round pick or used a first round pick on JJ McCarthy. Now you got a guy making $50 million sitting right behind him.
I can't stand him. Dude, when he came out and said he has an alter ego, for any grown human being that has an alter ego for themselves, like that is freaking insane, narcissistic, wacko stuff. Have you seen that story that he has an alter ego for himself?
It's made its rounds in Chicago, especially with them coming up. I don't know what he was thinking. Just
Why would you say that, dude? Just talk to your parents about the situation you have going on. But to say it out loud to somebody else, Dave doesn't even know what I'm talking about, huh?
I have no idea.
Okay. JJ McCarthy said that on game day, he switches to his alter ego, which is 9, his jersey number, which is a totally different person than who JJ McCarthy is. And he goes into like crazy athlete mode or whatever the hell he wants to call it. But 9 is what he calls himself. Isn't that weird? It's super weird.
It sounds like a serial killer.
Right?
It's bizarre.
Yeah. You got to be given that, by the way. You can't just put it on yourself.
Hey, dude, can you imagine if I gave myself a nickname on the show? Everybody would hate my guts. Right? You can't give yourself an alter ego or a nickname.
I know so many people have given themselves nicknames in
media. Right?
Yeah, I know a lot.
Media. Yeah.
In media, I should say. Yeah. In media.
Sports radio, everybody's worked with a guy named Bulldog. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Or there's always like that guy just calls everyone kid.
That's me. I call everybody
kid. You don't call anyone kid.
I call everybody kid.
Oh, do you really?
Everybody's younger than me. Everyone's younger than me. Anyone's younger than me, I call them kid.
Hey, there's like 0% chance the Roadhead nickname got back to Quentin Johnston, right? We're not that cool yet where things will get back to him.
I just like that Mario gave the credit to Daniel Popper.
Mario wants to know if he can clip that. He wants your permission, or do you think he shouldn't do that? Will we get in trouble for that?
I don't care.
Okay. I have an idea of.
The more I think about it, the more I'm proud of it. How about that?
It's a hell of a nickname.
Dude, the fact that it just rolled off in my head, I was like, all right, I'll take it. Makes complete sense.
Does it usually roll off your head?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like, I didn't write it down. I'm going to use this. It is boom, pow.
Right in the kisser. All right, here we go. Here's we're 10 weeks into the season, so we're getting close, if you will, to the MVP conversations really getting started. I want to read you guys the top 5. Tell me if you disagree and who you guys would have as the MVP so far. Number 1 is Drake May. Number 2 is Matt Stafford. Number 3 is Patrick Mahomes. Number 4 is Jonathan Taylor. Number 5 is Josh Allen. What's your initial thoughts on that top 5 right there?
You want me to tell you first, Mara? Well, I'll go.
I have a lot of. You can go for. I have like a lot of notes on this, so I have a lot.
Okay, Jonathan Taylor is the one that should be getting more credit. We said this a few weeks ago. Jonathan Taylor's season's insane. It's like one for the record books. It's absolutely insane. Drake May is having an incredible year. Look, the combination between Vrabel and Drake May has been amazing, right? Especially the fact that Vrabel's a defensive coach and Drake May is only in his second year. I'm not sure if Drake May was, let's say, a 10-year veteran. Would people be talking about him the same way? But he's been great. You know, he's been great. And one thing Drake May had to overcome, as dumb as it sounds, dude, is the Mitch Trubisky reference. I mean, and here's two guys that look pretty similar coming out of North Carolina, coming out of the same school, going, oh no, do they just draft another Mitch Trubisky just because of the school he came out of? And the same jersey number, I think, even. And you know what? He has played extremely well for the Patriots. You have to give him a ton of credit. He does it all. Passes, runs, does whatever you need. Where the Patriots have done it great. The Patriots schedule, by the way, has been, pretty easy. I mean, it's been pretty easy. Even the Buccaneers win they had the other day was a Buccaneers team that was depleted. It wasn't the best of the Buccaneers, but still they won the game. Drake May's done a great job. Matt Stafford, for me, would be my number 2 behind Jonathan Taylor. I think what Stafford has done with the Rams has been amazing to watch. By the way, we all like quarterback play. Anyone who's a football fan, you focus on the quarterback more than anyone else. Those goddamn no-look passes that Stafford does, and it seems like they're increasing as his career goes on, is unbelievable to watch. Like, if you watch a Rams game, just watch where he throws the ball and watch where his head is. And I don't know how he does it. I try and do it in the front yard, like with Josh screwing around. I can throw the ball right into the bushes. I hit a little kid on a bike last time Josh was here. It was embarrassing. It didn't matter. The mailman took one in the back of the neck. Dude, I can't do it. I don't know how Matt Stafford does it on an NFL film. I admire it. I even went back, I'm not joking, this morning, and I watched the Super Bowl against the Bengals, the last drive, because I wanted to see that no-look pass, how he did it there. He's doing it better now than he did it even back then in the Super Bowl. I'm super impressed with what he does. And for me, he'd be behind Jonathan Taylor. Drake May is playing great, but dude, he's playing easier competition. And F Patrick Mahomes, who shouldn't even be in the discussion.
So that's my whole ordeal. Is I don't know if Mahomes and Drake May really deserve to be in that the conversation just yet. I think it's between the guys that are currently the best players on the two best teams in each respective conference. Like the Rams, it's Matthew Stafford, and for the AFC, it's Colts and Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has 5 games this year with 3+ rushing touchdowns. That is more than the Falcons, Panthers, Broncos, Vikings, Giants, Jets, Chargers, Texans, Raiders, Niners, Browns, Saints, Titans. He leads the league in scrimmage yards and touchdowns this season. If he's not on the Colts are not even a playoff team. He's that valuable to that organization. Matthew Stafford, 4th in passing yards, 1st in passing touchdowns. Only 2 picks on the season. Is the highest graded quarterback according to PFF. Not everything, but he's the guy that's playing the best football in the most important position right now in the league. So the MVP race, in my opinion, should either be Stafford or Jonathan Taylor, and those are the 2 guys. That should be the only options. I agree with you, Dave. It'll probably end up going to Stafford. I also think that Drake May will probably get a lot of second place votes in this thing because of the QB position and the schedule. Josh going out, it wouldn't surprise me if he just gets a little bit more attention than Stafford does, especially with who Stafford's coach is.
Yeah, I get it. I'm on board with you guys, though. I think Drake May is getting a lot of hype because he's doing better than he was supposed to do with this team. I mean, right now I'd say he's the best quarterback in his draft class. I mean, it's very early, but he's really good. And we've talked about how in some ways he's really comparable to Justin Herbert, the way he looks on the field, same number and everything. But it's Matt Stafford's the MVP. And if it's not Matt Stafford, it's Jonathan Taylor. I think it's between those 2 guys. If you're comparing Saquon Barkley's season last year and he was ridiculous offensive player of the year, Jonathan Taylor already has 2 more rushing touchdowns than Saquon had all of last season. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. He's already at 1,100 plus yards. He has 160 less carries than Saquon had last season. It's remarkable. He has more touchdowns than like 10 teams in the NFL. He's insane. With that being said, Matt Stafford, as good as he is, future Hall of Famer, he is playing better right now than he's ever played in his career. He has 2 receivers in Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. That is by far the best receiver combination in the NFL because you have a quarterback that's getting them the ball, and those are 2 great receivers to go with it. Right now, I think the Rams are definitely the best team in the league.
Puka, real quick, Puka's out a lot, by the way. Like, Puka misses time all the time.
He's always questionable.
Yeah, well, even the games he starts, he doesn't always finish. Like, at some point, Puka's walking to the locker room every game. So, I mean, if you're Stafford and going, hey, I got number 12 and Puka, he's unbelievable. And he is. He's really fun to watch. But, man, he takes a beating out there, and he doesn't always finish his games. So your drives on offense are different when you go out there and, okay, Devontae, who was my number 2, is now my number 1. Now how am I going to continue to put these drives together? I don't know. We all know the story about Kershaw and Stafford growing up and from high school and all that crap. The fact that Kershaw's retiring because he can't get it done and Stafford might win an MVP at the same age is pretty amazing.
For you guys as well, since we talked about a little bit of the Patriots, I had this take. Yes, I heard this take, I should say, yesterday. I'm curious your guys' thoughts. The Patriots, are they a real Super Bowl contender? Are they a real threat in the AFC? Or are you guys not buying it at all?
Not buying it. My opinion, Patriots are a product of the Buffalo Bills underachieving. How's that? Honestly, there's no way the Patriots should have beat the Bills in Buffalo. I don't think the Bills are a lot there. I mean, you look at who are the Bills beaten, right? You look at the quality of the Buffalo Bills wins. The Bills are a team that I think everyone gave too much credit to because of Josh Allen, what they've done in the past. They've lost a lot of players over the last few years because of the salary cap. They have, to me, they have the wrong coach in place. And for the Bills, I think we just always thought the Bills were up here, and in reality, the Bills are mid-team. That aren't going to win their division, and because the Bills have failed so poorly, it's put the Patriots in a better position.
I think the way that I look at it, Mario, is which teams would I want the Chargers to play, like in order of difficulty. The last team I'd want the Chargers to play on the road would probably be Kansas City, because they've had so much experience playing in Arrowhead. You know, the Chargers might have a better record, so you never know what can happen. But for me, that'd be the toughest road game. Going to Buffalo, it's probably going to be cold. It's a tough place to play. Denver would be number 3, and then would probably be New England number 4. I wouldn't be a terrible matchup for the Chargers to play against the Patriots. Talent-wise, I think the Chargers have a more talented team for sure. Mike Vrabel to me is a top 5 coach. Jim Harbaugh's a top 5 coach. Tennessee Titans are the biggest idiots in the world for letting go of Mike Vrabel. But yeah, I honest to God, though, I know that we can do this all day with teams and players. If the Chargers had Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt right now, I think we'd be talking about the Chargers being the best team in the league, because that's really keeping the Charger from scoring 30 points every single game, because you don't have your tackles. That's how much of a difference those guys make. But even with them out, the Chargers are good enough to win a game or two in the playoffs, at least, I think.
I mean, throw Hampton in that mix too, and what is this team? You know, like, oh my Lord, they would definitely be in the conversation. They'd be getting more love than the Patriots are getting right now. I also think, guys, the Patriots only having 2 wins in this long win streak that they have over teams over 500 is pretty alarming. I think the thing that is tough is going to New England for a playoff game would be brutal. Like, that would be, and I don't know if I'm more willing to go to Buffalo just yet, but I'm getting close. Just because the defense for Buffalo, I do not trust at all. And a Mike Vrabel defense, I'm always a little bit scared of.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about, the Patriots are a smart team, right? Number one, they know how to use that stadium's bizarre with that big opening they have at the end of the end zone. That's not even dead center. It's like off to the side, which creates problems if you're kicking at the end of a game. Like, you got to be aware of, what side of the field do you have in the fourth quarter. It's as important as any decision I guess you're going to make on which direction you're going. You do not want that open space. Like, if you're throwing the ball and the wind's heavily against you, or if you're kicking the ball and then you have that side wind going. One of the most amazing games I think I've seen in my life, which was boring as hell, but it shows you how Bill Belichick used to run things with the Patriots. When the Patriots went to Buffalo a few years ago and Mac Jones was his quarterback, and the Bills by far had more talent than a weak Patriots team, and the Patriots attempted only 2 passes and beat the Bills, that was insane. Remember that game? It was freaking crazy.
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
they walk out of here with a win. And then this year, you got Vrabel, who obviously learned as a player and as a coach under Belichick. Do they go to Buffalo this year before the Patriots even shown a sign that they're decent, and they knock off the Bills in Buffalo? I mean, there's a chance, and I'll tell you right now, I'm here to see it. There's a chance the Chargers host a playoff game and in the first round, and you're going to see Joey Bosa come back to SoFi Stadium for game 1.
That would be awesome. You got to win, though, right? If he comes back,
you got to win. God, you have to win.
Gosh.
Dude, when we're playing the Jaguars this
night.
weekend, who do you think's the first player I think of? It's Joey Bosa. When I think of Joey Bosa's career at the Chargers, the first thing that pops in my head is him spiking the helmet right at Brandon Staley's feet in Jacksonville. That's the first thing I think of when it comes to Joey Bosa. I can't stand him, dude. A couple NFL things real quick. Everybody on the show probably knows this already, but Oronde Gadsden has a quad bruise. Chargers dodged a massive bullet there. There's no structural damage with his knee, which is a huge win for us. And then Brian Daboll gets fired. What are your initial thoughts on Brian Daboll getting fired 10 weeks into the year?
I got a lot to say on this one. Do you want to go, Mario? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think he got dealt a little shorthanded of a stick. I think he kind of got screwed a little bit in this situation. I think the loss in Chicago is probably the nail in the coffin, but how much do you really want to blame him for that game when his QB gets hurt and he has Russell Wilson going into the matchup? So what are you going to do really there? His team's talented, but this schedule is a gauntlet. I'm not shocked that he's out. I think it was just one of those where he was put in a position where he was put in a job that was meant to be lost, not meant to be won. And I think that's the end of his time in New York. He was never set up to win.
Okay, here's the deal. They made a mistake firing him. Right now, you look at what the Giants have. You had two guys that were rookies that were something to talk about, to get excited about. You lose Scatterboo a few weeks ago for whatever. He got one foot facing one way, one going the other way. Doesn't know which way he's going. But you have Jackson Dart. And Jackson Dart, where they decided to make the switch, was against the Chargers. And he played better than I think a lot of people expected, including myself, that he was able to jump into the NFL and have success. Brian Dable was the key to his success. They talk about the relationship of those two. Why would you sit there and do anything to stop the progression of Jackson Dart as a rookie quarterback? It doesn't matter if you win another game if you're the Giants. Is your quarterback learning, getting better to be a serious franchise quarterback in year two? And yet you get rid of Jackson Dart's right hand? Why? Why would you do that to Jackson Dart? So Dable's out. Joe Shine has to be the worst and dumbest GM of all time. The matter of fact, when he does F up, it's on camera. I mean, last year when they did Hard Knocks and his 12-year-old son walks in the room and goes, I don't know what the hell you're thinking, Dad, but Jaden Daniels is the one you got to get. Okay, get the hell out of here. You know, Jaden Daniels was the guy you should have got. The 12-year-old is the guy that should be running the team right now, not his dad. What a goddamn goofball. And then the owner walks in and goes, man, you guys want to play this game? You know, if Saquon Barkley ends up going to the Eagles, it's really going to hurt. And if he has success, it's really going to hurt. Well, that's weird. They won a goddamn Super Bowl wearing your enemy's uniform. Couldn't have gone worse. And then you go and you sit there and you say, the video that came out about Jackson Dart, and Brian Dable goes, this is the guy we want. I don't know. If it fails, it's on you. Well, it didn't fail. It was actually extremely successful. And then you get rid of Dable. The Giants got rid of the wrong guy. And I'm not saying Dable's a guy that deserves to be the coach for years to come, but he was a guy that should have finished out the year. Jackson Dart's first year. I don't know why you would do anything to stop the progress of Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's suffering a concussion right now. When he comes back, wait till he gets his head clear and finds out he has a new head coach.
Yeah, Joe Shine is the one to blame. You're trying to win games with Darius Slayton and Tyrone Tracy. No Malik Neighbors.
And you lost Malik
no
Neighbors.
Scatterboo.
I didn't even mention that. They lost Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, there's nobody on that team on the offense. I think it was the dumbest decision as well. I would love for Brian Dable to be the OC with the Chargers. I know some people hate it. Some people like it. I'd be all on board for him to come over to the Chargers. You guys want to get to the comments?
Just one more thing, too, about the New York Giants. Listen to how they just started this season. Vikings, Commanders, Browns, Dallas, Seattle. Actually, I take that whole back. Throw that holy crap out of the wrong schedule up. Why is this not the right schedule? All right, throw away that point. Never mind. None of this matters. The Cowboys freaking suck. Sorry, Dable.
We'll edit that later. Nobody heard that. Nobody heard that. We'll edit it later.
As soon as I was looking at it, I'm like, this is not the schedule I remember. So I don't know why my computer's in 2024 right now. That's
right, we're not going live. We'll edit it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
AK 499. Fun fact. Oh yeah, he's doing his fun facts.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love fun facts.
All right, here we go. 499. Fun fact, I am from Iraq. I came on the plane legally, not sneaking into the USA. Okay, good. I was concerned about that. On the boat, I have been you can't be on a plane and a boat. Hold on. Fun fact, I'm from Iraq. I came on the plane legally, not sneaking the USA on the boat. I've been a Chargers fan since 1993. My family is Lions fan. So he lives in Detroit and he's from Iraq. So those are the two fun facts we have so far, right?
Okay.
And he's 50 years old. He's 50 years old.
That's right.
We're going to piece this
Very
together.
fun.
All right.
Very
I like
fun.
it. Thanks for sharing, AK.
Thanks,
All
AK.
right. $10. Alexis Gaxiola says, national media is peak rage bait. Insane. Other broadcasts were praying Steelers would win. All about Steelers loss, not how the Chargers kicked their ass. Infuriating, insufferable, unprofessional, shaking my head. Does that bother you when like a national media person says the Chargers didn't really win this game, the Steelers lost this game? Because I didn't see it that way at all. I'm biased. I'm a Chargers fan, but I thought the Chargers straight up kicked their ass.
I don't think it was that way either. I thought the Chargers kicked the living crap out of them. But also, Dave, the media will never miss an opportunity to take an absolute dump on Aaron Rodgers' head. I think that's more what that was. It's let's dance on his grave a little bit more while we can, since he danced on ours.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the media, national media, has done with Aaron Rodgers. Look, the Steelers are a national brand, like we spoke about before. There are a few of those teams in the league. We talked about it. There's the Steelers, there's the Cowboys, the Raiders, believe it or not, are a national brand. The algorithm shows it's good when the league is better when those teams are playing well. Right now, unfortunately for the league, which is fine for us, those guys aren't playing well. Those national teams, Packers are a national brand, by the way, also. But it is what it is. The Steelers didn't play well. I don't know why you can't just sit there and say Steelers did not play well because the Chargers made them not play well. When the Chargers lost to the Colts, we came on here and we're all rooting for the Chargers. The Colts dominated that game. There's no other way to basically turn it. Is the Colts dominated? They could do whatever they want against the Chargers in that particular game. They controlled the clock. They controlled the run. They controlled the pass, kept us from doing what we do well. I don't know why the national media can't sit there and say that. The Chargers controlled everything. Jim Harbaugh is a big enough star where he deserves that credit.
I like that, and I agree with you on that. Next comment comes from Amy O, 499. She says, the only way I support the Chiefs is to bet against them. Then they will win. That's my luck this year. Chiefs can self-fornicate, which is my favorite way of saying they can F themselves. I'm going to start saying that. That's good. I'm with you, Amy. If I bet for something, the other thing's going to happen. So, do what you got to do, Amy.
Yeah. Fornicate on someone, Amy.
It's tough to sit there and watch the Chiefs. I understand and cheer for them because we never do. But I don't know any way that Chargers can get to the top without the Chiefs winning. I don't think we win the division if the Broncos win this game.
I feel the opposite
Chargers
way.
sweep Chiefs. I feel like that's the way there.
Which is a better game this weekend? Chiefs, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams.
Ooh, see, those are great games.
Seahawks, Rams.
I'd say Chiefs, Broncos.
Both the Seahawks and the Rams 7-2, right? And then Cooper Kupp coming back to LA. That's a huge game. Do you believe those are the two best teams in the NFC? Or would you say the Eagles are a better team?
Nah, Eagles I think are better than the Seahawks.
I put Seahawks right now a little bit farther ahead of the Eagles, actually. I don't know if I believe in what Philly's doing. I think the Packers aren't that good either.
I don't think the Packers are that good. The fact they tied the Cowboys, I still can't get over that.
And the floor thing, it seems like he's panic coaching.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I agree. And as much as I was giving you guys a hard time at the beginning of the year that Love's going to have this year, not impressed with Love either.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I love that son of a bitch.
Dave, that was a great question about those two games you mentioned. One of them has to be Sunday Night Football, right? The NFL would never not do that, right? They would never the NFL would never put the Broncos and Chiefs at the same time as the 49ers and Seahawks, or not 49ers, Rams and Seahawks, right? They would never do that.
Yep.
Oh, wait, they did do that. Okay.
Who's Sunday Night Football?
Sunday Night Football is not a bad game. It's Eagles.
It's a good game, but it's not as good.
Wow, this is a great Sunday. Remember, last Sunday you could have taken, go get a Quinn Johnson with the wife on the way to the grocery store to Whole Foods or something.
Yeah.
This weekend, don't even look at me, sweetheart, or honey. Eyes over on the TV, eyes on the big screen. We got some football to watch this weekend.
No, you can get your Quinn and Johnston on Monday night. That's the Cowboys and Raiders. So that's when you save time for your Quinn and Johnston.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next comment. Shake. Next comment comes from Mike G. $2 says Lamar is the only one who scares me playoff time. Mike, that doesn't even make any sense. He's the only guy out of all the quarterbacks that don't play well in the playoffs. Right? Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are much better in the playoffs.
No, we got
He really struggles winning in the playoffs. That's it. Who's
the
guy
I trust the most is Mark Andrews when things matter the most. So that doesn't make any sense.
That's like trusting who's the Bengals coach that made it to playoffs every year but always lost in the first round?
Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, that's like, hey, I'm really scared of Marvin Lewis' squad. And you're like, really? James Franklin in a big game? You betting him? I'm not.
All right, let's get to oh shoot. We got more comments. Slotting ain't easy. Nice name. 199 says, is Andre James that terrible? I'm confused. Yes. How bad does he have to be if he can't even play one snap the entire season for a center that's graded out as the worst in the league?
Yeah, well, there, you answered it. I don't know. I mean, you answered. I don't know what to say. You know, he got paid and he got good gear. I have no idea what to tell you. I don't get
All
it.
right. I don't get it either. There's no way he's on the team right next year. All right, AK makes a lot of bold predictions, but right here is the boldest 499. AK, I want to know what you're doing over there right now. Herbert, bold game, 560 yards, 6 touchdowns. Chargers win 52-17. Ladd and Keenan, 200 yards each and
Wow.
2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Wow.
That's his most bold prediction of all time.
It is. It is.
I'm gonna take that's never gonna happen for 500.
For 560.
Yeah, for 560.
Dude, I hope you're right, AK. That'd be awesome. AK, if you're right, if he throws for 560 yards, we'll let you sit in a square on the next show.
Oh,
No,
dude,
what?
I like that.
I know.
Why not?
560.
Not going to happen.
560
That's
yards.
true.
dude.
That's true. You know, fine.
You
Yeah,
call
okay.
it, you're gonna let him call 560 and he actually does it, and then you aren't gonna let him get in the square. Let him sit in the square.
If it somehow happens, I choose when his audio comes on. I
Okay.
have, aka you'll not have that ability.
Like around the horn where you mute the guy.
Yeah, I'll be around the horn. Oh,
Tony
that's a
Reali?
good pull right there. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, here we go. Dave Rant. Let's get it.
All right, real quick. Got a birthday coming up in a couple days. Here's the deal, man. I don't know what happened to Amazon and Alexa. They have messed up all these birthday things on here. Josh, I don't know if you went through this because you had a birthday a couple months ago, but good God, it snaps up on your phone. Hey, so-and-so has a birthday. And you look at your phone, you're like, oh, my phone just reminded me it's someone's birthday. I got to send them a message to wish them a happy birthday. And then you realize it's a week away. Dude, you know how many birthday wishes I've gotten in the last 7 days? Josh, you're shaking your head like you know exactly what I'm talking about.
My
It
phone
has
does that to
thrown
me.
everything off. And what really bothers me is not the fact that I'm getting 8 million happy birthdays that are a week before my actual birthday showed up. It's the people that are related closest to me don't know my birthday. Like sister-in-laws, you know, people I've known for 30 years. I just want to wish you a happy birthday and all the best. And I'm like, how do you not know it's the 13th? Like, what are you doing here? We've known each other 30 years, you know, and I get a bunch of them, but people that are family members that not like someone I used to work with who we talk maybe once every 5 years or send a text on Facebook, anything, some kind of note. But dude, when it's someone that's a family member doesn't know your own goddamn birthday, you sit there and go, what the hell? So I got a million messages in the last few days of wishing me a happy birthday. And then you know what frustrates me, Mario? And I think I've used this as a rant before. I know
Yeah.
I've said this to Josh. Dude, it's when people who are supposed to be like super close to you, you know, whether it's a friend that you've had for a life or a family member, and they write at the end, LUVYA, love you. Too lazy to put I love you. Why? Can't go all in. You can't go all in with the love you. I love you. Not that big of a deal. But the love you, it's the biggest half-ass thing of all time.
No,
Can I
the
ask a
biggest
question,
half-ass
though?
thing is 143, which means also I love you, which is very lazy as well.
Oh, I've never gotten that before.
The 143, there's a song. 143.
Ah, man, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
get that one.
lazier, but I'm with you, Dave. Like, let's go all in on this one.
Yeah, I honestly got it. That the LUV -YA bothers me more than anything, more than the messing up my birthday. I don't care.
No, I know it bothers you more.
It does.
No, I know it bothers you more, okay? And you haven't done a rant on this yet because I'm shocked you haven't done this because you complain to me about it all the time. Is the one-handed side hugs that people do?
Oh,
Dude,
I do. That's my specialty. If I have a couple pops, that's coming to you.
Wait, you one hand side hug?
A lot of people.
Why? Because you're afraid the person you're hugging is going to get turned on with your boobs against their chest? Why? Dude, I hate the one-handed side hug. I hate it.
I'm about to say a joke, and I know it might be over the line, and you're next to me. I put my arm around you, and I say it, and like that's
That's
when-
fine.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what I mean. I mean,
Okay, no.
yeah, I'm talking about when you're greeting somebody. and you
Oh,
give them
Yeah.
a side hug.
Yeah, see, I'm
fair,
okay. So
fair.
Josh is 100% right. Okay, I've never once in my entire life, and I've never talked to another man. Now, maybe there are freaks out there that do this. I've never hugged a female and gone, man, I'm going for the hug so I can feel her boobs with my chest. I've never thought about a girl's boobs as I'm hugging her. Not one time. It's always, here's a hug. You mean a lot to me. That's it. And for you to do the side hug thing drives me freaking nuts. I can't stand it. I have a niece that does it. I have friends whose kids do it. I just don't understand the process of it. If I don't get it. And again, I don't understand why you can't tell someone you love them either, which is bizarre to me too. But whatever, life is short. You want to sit there and go play that game, that's fine. But the side hug is the biggest BS way of showing appreciation for another human being of all time. By the way, there's a proper way of hugging. For people who don't know, you're supposed to line your heart up with the other person's heart. That's the way you're supposed to hug somebody.
Thanks, nerd.
All right,
I have a question for you though
hope your
about the
kids side hug
birthdays.
you the rest of your life, and then you feel empty inside.
Hope you never get a real hug from your kids.
Yeah, I hope you never get a QJ the rest of your life. Have
You don't
fun
mean
driving
that.
to Sonic by yourself and get that ice cream.
It's a hey.
I don't
You
even know
see
what
the
that
Toyota-
means.
You see the Toyota Camry, and you want to do a QJ. All right, I had a question for you though about the birthdays. What is the safe amount of birthdays to remember? Because you say like sister-in-laws and stuff like that. Like I don't even know my siblings' birthdays. I know like 2 of them. I just know the ballpark. Like I know when we hit a month, like middle of April, I'm flirting with Andrew's birthday. In the middle of February, I'm flirting with my mom's and my sister's.
Yeah, I don't forget dates. I'm always been good with numbers that way. I'm not I stink at math, but I remember numbers and dates. People that are important to me, it doesn't matter. The people I grew up with, I can remember that kid in 4th grade, September 3rd, that's so and so's birthday. Like in my head works that way. You know, I have this weird
He's a
thing.
numbers guy. He's a crazy
It's
Okay.
weird. I got a
Rain
photographic
Man
memory of
level
numbers.
numbers guy.
Yeah.
Because I'll put birthdays in my calendar, like you said, but like I would always do it with if you want to know every girl I've ever dated, just look at my calendar and you'll see the birthday all their birthdays. So I remember it. Not even kidding you. So it's just filled with like there's Serena's birthday. Wish I remember that one. You know, there's Laura's, there's Emma's. There's like
It shows up on your phone, you mean? You have it in your
all
phone?
the time. Yeah.
So okay, what happens when you find the one? Do you have to go delete all those birthdays out of your phone?
I don't know how it won't let me delete it. Like every time I go to delete it, it shows up again. So like I just have
Look.
all their birthdays in.
You won't be in therapy with your wife at all. You'll be fine.
I know. Shout
Good
out
guy.
Maddie. Her birthday always pops up on mine too. I dated her for like a month.
Good God.
Jonathan Roncone 499 says, "Happy birthday, Dave. I love you."
Thank
AK
you, Jonathan.
AK,
if you were
you're
here,
high.
I'd give you a hug. Thank you, Jonathan.
He says, "I love you," and AK, you're high. No, but Mario, I know it's off topic, but Dave can remember anybody's jersey number. Like, watch, I'll name a random Major League Baseball player. He has no idea who I'm going to say right now. He'll get their number. What number did Marquise Grissom used to wear?
9.
All right, thanks.
It's
Okay.
well, and with another team with Cleveland, I think he wore 17, but he wore 9 with the Expos and Braves. But it's a weird thing. By the way, I always thought it was something my whole life that everybody did. But if I see basically a last name with the jersey number, it sticks in my head forever. It's a weird thing, dude. I don't even know. I thought everybody did it until I got into college, realized nobody did it.
Danny Green, North Carolina.
Oh, that's a good question. It might take me a second to go through. 14.
Damn it. That's right.
And Shad Hansen says, "Adults concerned with their own B-day is weird." So he thinks you're weird for being concerned with people.
No, I'm not. But and the thing is, I'm not a birthday guy, honestly, on myself. Other people's birthdays, I am. I'm not a fan of celebrating my birthday. Okay, for a couple different reasons I don't want to get into on the show. But on as far as let's say it's Mario's birthday or Josh's birthday, dude, there's no way I'm gonna miss their birthdays. I'm gonna make sure they know, hey man, it's Mario's birthday today, dude. Happy birthday, Mario. Like I want Mario to know he's important to me. Do you understand?
Fair.
That's why those things. But as far as my own birthday, I don't do well with my own birthday usually.
I'm big on celebrating people's birthday. So like if
Yeah.
I'm with you and we're celebrating, I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna like if you want to get drunk, I'm probably gonna be drunker than you. Like I try to go the extra mile. So I want them to feel special on their day, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
And
get hammered on your birthday. I like that.
And the
Yeah,
the
I'm just
girls
looking
with the
for a
birthday
reason.
month is crazy.
Taking
to
my
me.
calendar.
Birthday weeks and birthday months
Birthday
are
month.
insane.
That's
right?
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when my birthday's Tuesday, but we're celebrating it this weekend. It's like, okay. You're
Relax.
not turning 21. Yeah. Pipe down.
All right. Are we good?
Good
Yeah.
show.
We're good. We're good. We're okay. Look, we're back Thursday. All right, I messed up the whole time thing. I know what I told you on Sunday. It was all my fault. Did Dude, I have been up forever today, by the way. I got up at 3 in the morning and I got to work till like 11:30 at night. I'm so goddamn tired. When we'll be back Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time. Does that work for everybody here? All right, that is the plan.
Yes.
Sorry, everybody, for messing it up. You guys were great, though, that joined us in the chat, which seemed like almost everybody, the usuals, were here. AK has that crazy prediction we all have to look forward to on Sunday. 560 yards is the magic number. AK earns himself a square right on the show if Justin Herbert can get 560 yards. I just want to see the way Mario reacts, is why I want it to happen so bad. All right.
Yeah.
We're back on Thursday, everyone. Again, thanks so much for joining us. Please like, subscribe to the show, leave your comments on YouTube. Josh and I will get to those as well. But again, for Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time.
If you're getting a Quinn Johnson, remember, and don't stop coming.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.